All right. Good morning. Good morning. Lauren, somehow you always show up in class when I'm going to talk about the herbs and the wild ones. I don't know how that happens. So I've been teaching a little bit this week on a really wonderful thought, I think, which is the idea of things are just good enough. And I had this feeling and this thought and this really great experience within myself of how often, like, because I'm big on dreaming, right? I'm big on making our dreams come true, and every one of our dreams come true, not just mine, but collectively all our dreams come true, because I think that they're what comes from us and should come into, reality. But I have this feeling like that there's so many times that we have these dreams that we say, yeah, I totally want that, right? And we have the whole visual of what that's going to look like. And then some part of that, some portion of that, hold on one second, happens. So if I give you an example, like, and of course it's not me. I don't need to meet a lover. I've been married for over 30 years, not me. But if you want, you're meeting a lover and you have like, this is the characteristics I want. This is everything I want to happen. And then you get like a tiny portion of that. And then you're like, oh, that's good enough. Look, the universe brought me that. Oh, thank you, universe. Thank you so much. That was so great. That's good enough. And I just have this feeling that the universe on the other side is like, that's it? Oh, wait, we just started. Oh, we were gonna, oh, you're good? Okay. And then it moves on. And that's kind of the idea of dreaming our dreams is don't stop with that's good enough. Hi, come in. Come in. This all the way in. That's the idea of what we have in our yoga practice and our teachings that say that yoga is the practice of there's always more. So don't limit yourself with the idea that that's good enough. And so one of the things I brought into class, come here and take one of each of these, one of the green and one of the red. Thank you. You're welcome so much. So what I brought today for everybody, and I'll show you, is Motherwort. Has anybody ever seen Motherwort before? I want to tell you a little bit about her. And I also brought some roses from my garden. So I am having them in class place these and practice with these, either on their mat, under their mat, on their bodies. They can just put it in their shirts if they want. But one of the stories I wanted to tell you about Motherwort, and then we'll go ahead and move a lot, is right before the pandemic. So that was February of 2020. So it was more like in January of 2020. I hurt my knee, right? And I already had a tour of a meniscus on my left knee. And of course, Veronica was so instrumental of helping me heal that. And then I found out right before I was leaving for India, which was February of 2020, I had something with my right knee that started going, and I went to have it checked, and it again was a torn meniscus, and I couldn't walk. And I was driving home from the doctor's office, and the first person I called was my green medicine teacher, Robin Rose, and I was crying. And I was saying, I can't believe this. We do so much walking in India, and I can't believe I'm not going to be able to walk. And I was just crying, and I said, what should I use? What of our, herbs should I use? And she gave me a couple of different ideas, but the one that stuck with me the most was Motherwort. And the reason being, at the end of our conversation, she said, oh, yes, and don't forget, and I did bring, if anybody wants, it is, sorry, you can't have it, but you can imagine it. It is alcohol-based, so if you're not having alcohol, don't. But if you are, you can just put a little touch on your hand. Don't let this touch your hand, and taste it. But this is a Motherwort tincture, and that's what she suggested to me, was a Motherwort tincture. And I said to her, why? And she said, because you're scared. She said, you're scared and you're worried. And she said, and Motherwort is the herb. It's a feminine herb. It's a herb for womb health, heart health, and also to let go of your fears. And I'm sharing this with you because if something as simple as this is full of all of that property, all of that, then you can imagine what you're full of. And that good enough is not enough. that you tapping into the bigness of yourself, you tapping into everything that you are, everything that you came as a healing shaman, as a healing medicine woman, as a healing medicine man, everything that you are, you want to tap into in this lifetime, right? It's not just good enough. So go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't yet. I will go ahead and channel with you on Zoom some of this energy. I have roses also, and I'm going to read to you about both of them. I have some beautiful roses from my garden as well. But close your eyes for a moment. How could you allow yourself to ever receive just something that's good enough? What you dream, I want it to be everything, everything. The biggest and the grandest and the most infinite. I want us to continue to have a relationship with consciousness that is everything, the consciousness that's in the weeds, the consciousness that's in the grass, the consciousness that is in the air and the fire and the earth and the water. Just know yourself to be so big, so vast. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. And inhale for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Release your hands down, open your eyes, and come forward onto your hands and knees, and press back into child's pose. Release through your hands and release through your feet. Invoke the energy of the wild ones. Invoke the energy that is around you as earth, water, fire, air. Like a rose, you've been cultivated for beauty. And we have a layer of thorns. Notice the awareness of those thorns, those places that wake us up. Wake us up to the ritual and to the sweetness of being absolutely everything we ever wish to be. And come on up to your hands and knees. And allow yourself to do some cat and cow. Move your spine. Eyes open or closed, up to you. I know I bring this up all the time, but something like Motherwort is something that someone else might throw out in the garbage because it's a weed. And her power is so incredible. How many things do we throw away in ourselves? The dreams, the hopes. Downward facing dog, please. Create space here. in your hands, in your toes, between your toes. Let your breath get a little bit longer, sweeter. Take in all of you. Be in awe. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Make sure your breath took it up for you. And then very sweetly step your right foot forward. Inhale the arms to the sky for a nice high lunge, like a rose. All the beauty. You were made to be beautiful. And then interlace your palms overhead, press up. Now bend your back knee a little bit and bring your arms out in front of you and press your palms away from you. Tuck your chin into your chest and round, curl your rib cage to your back body. Keep that power and straighten your back leg and reach your arms up to the sky. Let your elbows bend and float wide, lean back, but keep the ribs in. And touch down, hands to the floor. Beautiful, everybody. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Slow down. Smell the roses. I try not to do it when I'm passing somebody's house because I'm never sure how someone will feel. Although I'd love if people stopped by and smelled my roses. But stopping for the moment, inhaling your left leg back and up behind you. Step your left foot forward, inhale the arms to the sky. So valerian I have in my backyard. I have a whole herbal garden of medicinals, and valerian is something that is said when you smell it, it's either intoxicating, interlace your palms, press them up, or it smells like dirty socks. I'm like, how could that both coexist? Bend your back knee, take your arms forward, tuck your chin into your chest and pull your rib cage back. Good, straighten your back leg, stretch your arms up to the sky, release your fingertips towards sky energy, float your elbows wide, lean back. Breathe in, breathe out. Touch down, hands down to the floor, downward facing dog. Good, inhaling right leg back and up behind you. This time stepping your right foot forward, lowering your back knee to the mat, Anjaneyasana. Bring those arms up to the sky. Good, clasp your hands behind your back. Lean into your right knee a lot. Lift your shoulders towards your ear so you have a lot of space, and then pull your hands down your back leg without letting your shoulders drop down. Lift your chest as if my hand was on your chest and you were lifting up into it. Send your front knee forward just a little bit more. From here, inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale your hands to the floor. Gorgeous downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank pose. Pause, lift your throat, lift your thighs, lift your ribs, but soften your skin. Go slightly past your wrist, lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into cobra, maybe intoxicated cobra, leaning side to side, shifting your shoulders, shifting your hips maybe. And press back downward facing dog. Beautiful, everybody. Left leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Again, making sure your breath helped that leg to lift. And then send your left foot forward. Lower your back knee, inhale your arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Connecting so deeply to the elements around us, the earth, the water, the fire, the air. Now clasp your hands behind your back, shrug your shoulders to your ears so you get a lot of side body length. Good. Nice job. Nice, Lisa. My hand is on your heart, so lift it up and then pull your hands down your back leg. Nice, Elisa. Nice, Renee. Yes, and good. Heidi, inhale your arms up to the sky. Beautiful stretch up. Nice, Michelle. You guys got this. You goddesses got this. Hands down to the floor. Downward facing dog. It's funny when it comes to, my teacher Robin, when she's suggesting why, or what I use for different reasons, walk or jump to squat, please. I say why, what's the medicinal purpose of that, right? And I'm sure we do that with any kind of pharmaceutical too, but not to that extent, right? What is this supposed to do for me? What's its energetic level? What's its emotional level? The doctor would be like, get out! Just take it. What is it doing for me? My heart, my gut, my mind. Take this because you're scared. Yeah, I was really scared. Standing forward, bend. Of course, it all worked out just fine. I was able to walk in India just fine. Sometimes your body is just calling out for love and reminding you that you've forgotten something. You forgot your wholeness. You forgot you are more than good enough. Go for that supreme consciousness. Bend your knees deeply. Reach your arms forward and up. Chair. And place your hands on your thighs. Press your thighs down. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to round. No breath at all. Move your navel in and out. No breath. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, round. This time, see if you can move your navel from left to right and right to left. So it's like you're just moving, and maybe it's more not moving the navel, it's more moving your stomach. And then inhale, look forward. One more time. Churning, rounding, no breath at all. Move that brain gut, right? The brain that's in our gut. Inhale, look forward, raise your arms up and alongside those ears, rise up to stand. Bend your elbows here again, send your elbows slightly forward. Bend your knees just a little bit and send your butt back. Good, now lean back, again, keeping your ribs and keeping your navel drawn in, lean back with your butt slightly back, lean back like you're gonna go into a back bend, but keep your groins back. That looks so good. Good, take a deep breath into the bottom of your lungs. Clasp your hands behind your back and bow forward, taking those arms up and over any amount. Good, keeping your arms together, keeping your hands together, look forward, inhale. Send your left leg back now for a high lunge. Left leg back, toes are on the floor, the heels lifted. Inhale the torso up. Keep the arms behind your back. Think about how much space you're giving to your side body, how much space you're squeezing to the back of your heart. Take a breath in and bow forward here, balancing forward bend. Gorgeous. Look forward, step to the front of the mat, relax your hands down to the floor. Bend your knees deeply, reach your arms forward and up, chair. Good, now you're gonna take your hands behind you again, but you're gonna do the awkward hand hold, so the other thumb's gonna weave in first. You're gonna bow forward as you exhale. And then look forward. Send your right leg back behind you for that nice high lunge. Lift your torso up. Keep your arms behind your back. Take a breath in and bow forward. Nice, 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 Sheryl. Melody, Sue. Good. Step back to the front of your mat. Relax your hands to the floor. What is the magic? How many things? I just think it's hysterical. The universe being like, really? You're done with that dream? Wow. Like you gave that dream. Wow. Okay, let's move on. Hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Close your eyes for just a moment and breathe very deep. The deepest that you've ever breathed before. Healing magic. Magic of every day. What some may call mundane, we make it magic. Inhale the arms up to the sky, eyes open. Take a hold of your left wrist and pull to the right. Push down through your legs, feel that extension. Nice, and come on up, try the other side. Lift and lengthen. Good, come on back, inhale deeply. Exhale, bow forward. Good, step back plank pose, please. And lower all the way down to your belly and stay. Good, clasp your hands behind your back. You want to really feel yourself reaching out through those legs, so keep your navel drawn in and push out through the legs, reach down through the toes, and then shrug your shoulders towards your ears again. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back with a hug, not a tightness that you're going to constrict. And then lift up your head, neck, and chest. Now lift up your legs. Good, let your legs drop and be heavy to the earth. Let your hands float back to cobra. Come on up a little higher. And press back into child's pose. So for the body, Motherwort relaxes the womb. It helps with hormonal imbalances. It steadies faster regular heartbeat. It calms overactive thyroid and relieves constipation. You know, just a little something. For the mind, it induces calmness and eases anxiety. For the heart, it soothes emotions, turmoil, anger, frustration, grief, resentment, and heartache. For the soul, it invokes openness, acceptance, and peace. So crazy. It's interesting though, if you tried, and you can certainly try if you want to with the pieces that I've given out, or if you have Motherwort, some of you at home around you, and look it up online so you can really see what she looks like. To adjust her as a T, go ahead and walk your upper body to the right side of your mat. She's extremely bitter, which is so funny to me because bitters really help in everything that it just said. Right? Bitters help the heart, help the stomach, help the liver, help emotional outbursts. But not so easy to swallow it, right? Go to the other side, please. So then you would take something like, gosh, the group here has like a whole, between the roses and the Motherwort, they can make themselves a really beautiful, soothing cup of tea. Because then you would add something sweet like the roses or a little bit of honey or something. And then come on back. Good, come on up to your hands and knees and begin to cat and cow. It's a beautiful time for dreaming, with moving toward the summer solstice and the brightness, the sun. It illuminates everything for us, grows everything for us, right? My 2-string beans. Good, downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you. Stepping that right foot forward. Lower the back knee again, Anjaneyasana. Put a blanket underneath your back knee if you need to. Good, now place your hands down on the floor, frame your front foot, and straighten your front leg into Ardha Hanumanasana. So don't go into full Hanuman. Just straighten your legs so your left hip is on top of your left knee. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Again, shrugging the shoulders up. Pull that front heel down and back so you steady yourself from inside. Pull that navel in and lean forward any amount. Nice, Kathy. Nice, Nancy. Andrew, beautiful. Lift those arms up if you can. Gorgeous. And release those hands down. Good. Bring that foot back in. Plant that right foot down. Lift your back knee up and step your back foot in just a little bit to go straight on both legs. Parsvottanasana here. Blocks underneath your hands if that helps. Breathe in and breathe out the magic, mystery, radical self-love. Good. So now bend your right knee and swing your left leg to the sky into a split. Drop your torso towards your right leg. Keep your low belly lifted. Keep your heart energy moving forward. And then just step back into that low lunge again. Anjaneyasana, go slow so you lower that knee down. Inhale those arms up to the sky. And then exhale the hands back down to the floor. Jump, switch, or step, switch, other leg. Inhale the arms up. And then as you lower your hands back down, straighten that front leg. Dig the heel down, draw back. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Lean forward. Maybe awkward hand holds again. Maybe that's helpful. What is it helpful for? To stretch your wrists a little differently. Lean forward, lean forward. Release those hands down to the floor. Nice, Meredith. Hands down to the floor. Bring that foot back just a little bit. And then lift your back knee, straighten both legs, stepping that back foot forward just a little bit. So Sarah on the floor. Yep. Parsvottanasana. And a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Bending that left knee, swing your right leg to the sky, standing split. Here, see if you can just take your hands off the floor, clasp your hands behind you. Excuse me. Release your hands down to the floor and softly step that knee back down to Anjaneyasana. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Let your jaw relax a little bit more here as you release your hands down to the floor, step back downward dog. Take it through vinyasa of choice. Beautiful, everybody. From downward facing dog, jump back to squat. Drop into your seat, that place of the earth. Then reach your arms out in front of you, like you're reaching them off the floor. Just stretch them straight, that's it. And then start to lift your seat slowly up as you turn your feet parallel to each other. Come about halfway up, just about halfway up. And then lower yourself back down to that squat and let your feet turn out if they need to. Keep your arms out in front of you. Slowly lift your seat up about halfway up. Turn your feet parallel. Keep your sit bones moving back, your rib cage drawing in. And again, lower down to that squat. Good. One last time. Reach up. Turn the feet parallel. Good. Now keep this so low, but reach your arms up a little higher so you're in chair. Stay low though. Stay in your seat. Good. Now just lift your left foot off of the floor. Place your left ankle on top of your right knee. Are you dying? Wow. I didn't see that one coming. Okay, good. And rise up, place the foot down, come to straight. Sorry about that. I have a little bit of whining over here, so I realized that was a lot, not whining. I shouldn't say that. They're goddesses making noise. Okay, try the second side, so come into chair. What leg lifts up? Right ankle on top of left knee. Flex that foot a lot. Really sweet. And then rise up, plant both feet. Really good. All right. Hug your left knee into your chest. Remember, every time you draw that knee in, the sit bone will scoop under a little bit. So take your sit bones back and wide. Give your kidneys some space. Move into the back body. And then go ahead and come into tree pose. Plant that foot on the inner thigh, above or below the knee. And then choose what's going to open your shoulders. So is it clasping your hands behind your back? Is it prayer behind your back? Is it hands behind your head? Is it cactus? Oh, so many options. So good. Nice, Susie. Nice, Lauren. And gently release down. Gorgeous. Let's try the second side when you're ready. Remind your throat to move back, not just your head, your throat. Always trying to keep that neck in line with your spine. Nice. And really good. I promise I'm not going to do the other, but just come back into squat. I don't believe you. I promise. Right arm inside of right knee, left arm to the sky. Reach. Change sides. Really good. Come down to your seat. Bring the soles of your feet together. You might want a blanket underneath your seat. Press down through the baby toes. Move those sit bones back and wide. Scoop that low belly and come forward any amount. Been reading from this book, Soul Retrieval. So interesting to me, the idea that in a place of trauma, that our soul can get trapped. Kind of interesting, because I'm not sure how I'm wrapping my head around all of this, but the idea of how to set yourself free, to bring yourself back to that incredible wisdom of infinite when there's been great trauma in the body, great trauma in the mind. And some of those retrieval methods are to take your wild herbs and to help to settle and soothe and comfort and love so that you can really heal in such a powerful way. Soul retrieval. There's so much, right? Our practice of yoga says there's infinite places that we can go in this lifetime. We don't have to just live in a closet of finite or tunnel vision. That's why I've jokingly said lately that I want to be wrong all the time. I'm working at being wrong because I really don't care about being right. Because everything I do, I want to be wandering, questioning, curious. Being right just means that I have found the answer and I'm done. Come on up and plant your feet with your knees bent. Bring your hands behind you. You'll come off the blanket here if you are on a blanket. Hands behind you. I like fingertips pointing toward the butt, but if you prefer the other way, that's okay. Bend your elbows for a moment. Shrug back, even tuck your chin into your chest. Navel in, ribs in. And keep the elbows bent, but now just push your chest like crazy up and then slowly start to straighten your arms, navel in, and then lift your butt off the floor. Powerful. Good, lower your hips back down, bend your elbows once again. Good, lean back, tuck your chin, and then start to lift your chest and press your arms to straight before your hips even come off the floor, and then start to lift up. And then lower your hips back down, and now take your legs up, Navasana. And then take your arms up, but keep your chest lifted. Remember, my hand is on your chest, and you're pushing right up into that. Good, and then slowly lower down to your mat and hover right before you get, careful, careful. There's no wall behind you. Hover, 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 and come all the way back up. Good, one more time. Go down and hover. Don't look so serious. And then lay down on your back, completely lay down. This is so serious. I am pure consciousness. I am healing. I am recognizing the many dimensions of the universe. I am co-creating with earth, water, fire, air. I don't know, but I'm here to learn. Bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop wide, and do some deep belly breathing. Clear the gut, first place to go. Intoxicating smell of nature. You can stay here if this just feels right for you. Or draw your knees back together, plant your feet, and come up into bridge pose, lifting your hips up, clasping your hands underneath you if you'd like. Shout out to my teachers that are graduating tomorrow. Incredible group of men and women. Put in so much work, so much beautiful work together. And lower back down, please. Take your legs up to the sky, take your arms up to the sky. And close your eyes. And dream. Be patient with our dreams. We're manifesting. And sometimes there's just some events that must take place. We don't give up our dreams, we just move through the events. Wrapping your right knee on top of your left knee, your left elbow on top of your right, lying down, Garudasana. Make sure your hands are not floating onto your forehead, but above your forehead instead. Draw your knees in close, really work that abdominal energy here. Keep your legs where they are. Unwind your arms and bring your arms out to letter T. Squeeze your shins toward each other. And then draw your knees in towards your navel and then toward the front of your mat. Towards your navel and toward the front of your mat. And keep going like that. Good. Unwind. Take your legs to the sky and your arms to the sky. Soften. It's really beautiful when you go to capture roses and to take them with you after asking for their permission. There is that moment you have to pay full attention so the thorns don't get you. Sense of protection, support. Wrap opposite knee on top, left knee on top, right elbow on top, please. Breathe deeply here, long, deep nose breathing. So the rose for the body, she's a hormonal balance. She cools the liver's fire. She helps digestion. She aids circulation, skin soother, kidney and heart tonic. For the mind, she opens and soothes and helps you to respect others' perspectives. For the heart, she inspires self-love, deepens your relationship with others. And for the soul, she sweetens the soul and increases love of life and heals ancient wounds. I wasn't kidding. If you ever have these beautiful, and make sure that no pesticide is on them, but you could put it right down your bra. Carry the rose petal or the motherwort inside against your skin. Beautiful. And then release those arms out to letter T, and then just once again, move the knees away from you and toward you, away from you and toward you. And then as you unwind your legs, bring the soles of your feet back together and let your knees drop open. I was cultivated to be beautiful. I was brought here in this human body to bring my dreams. I guess one of the things that, people get confused with, or maybe I've gotten confused with, is, you think, well, I can't dream that big, you know, but you can. You can dream giant, and there will always be enough for everyone else. So bring your feet back onto the mat, plant your feet, and then I'd like you to bring your right knee into your chest. And I want you to bring your right arm, do half happy baby, bring your right arm inside your right knee, and then lift your head up and start to work your right knee behind your right shoulder. Squeezing your shin in. Yep, squeezing your shin in, drawing your knee wide. So keep thinking of inner groin wide. You lift your head, so maybe you even think to take that shin behind your head. Yes, yes, yes. And then gently lower that down. You're like, nobody walk in, okay? And try the other side. And just play for a moment. And then see if you can take both knees and do the same thing. So you're doing with the same thing, shins in, knees, inner groins wide, head up, as if you're working both ankles behind your head, sleeping yogi. And release back down. Beautiful. Plant your feet and take a couple of breaths. Draw your knees into your chest. Roll up to sit, find a comfortable cross-legged seat. And then just lift your left shin up in front of you. You can either put your left foot into your right elbow crease or just let it sit in front of your chest. Pull those toes back though, make sure they're flexed, that foot's flat. Yeah, you can go straight with that leg or not, it's up to you. Good, and then start to work that knee up toward that shoulder. So same thing you just did lying down, start to work that knee up on top of that shoulder. And you do want to lift up your seat and send it back a little bit because it's going to have a tendency to over tuck under. Good, and then if you can place your left hand down on the floor, put your right hand holding that foot and then straighten it any amount, just a little straighten. We haven't done a whole lot of work there, but just to kind of play, sundial. Push that groin back with your hand, push back, push back. And then gently release. Beautiful, everybody. So it's like you can just stop at any point. So bringing your right shin up and maybe just having that be where you're going to go with it. You're going to just take that, kind of rock it side to side. Make sure that foot's flexed, so you're protecting that knee too as you work this hip. Good, and then start to work it over that shoulder. Go slow, don't force. Your right hand drops to the floor and it draws your inner groin back a little bit. Your left hand will hold that foot. Yeah, nice, Veronica. You just kind of rock back and forth and feel that space. And then start to straighten that right leg any amount. And then as you release, bring the soles of your feet back together, scoop your butt back and lean forward once again, Baddha Konasana. Good, reach for your big toes and lift your feet up off the floor and take your legs nice and wide, big V. Lift your chest up. Yep. Nice, Lisa. Nice, Joy. Renee. Good. And if you feel like it, you can control yourself. Come forward into a wide-legged forward bend, holding your toes the whole way down. If not, let your legs go slowly down. Yeah, there you go. And come, yep. All variations. Good. Scoop the butt back once again and come forward. You are the master designer. You are the architect. You are the hero in the story. You're the lead singer. You're not the backup. Inhale, come on up and squeeze your legs together. Bend your right knee, let your right knee fall out to the right, Janu Shirshasana. Bow over your left leg. Breathe deeply here. You have 2 retreats coming up. We're very excited about. We'll let you know about them very soon. I'm sure there'll be a lot of witchiness in them. I think one is in August and one is in October. That's all I'll tell you so far. Come on up. Just block off your entire August and October. If anybody says, you know, go ahead, take sides. I think I'm busy. I'm not sure which weekend it is. Come forward when you're ready. And slowly come back up. Beautiful. I'm going to give you an opportunity to go upside down, headstand, shoulder stand, handstand, forearm balance, legs up the wall. Take your time. told you the story of the Motherwort because I think there's many times where that we move through events in our lives and we don't notice the emotional part that we don't treat. And we're become very good because it's what our world does. It treats the physical part. And the physical part gets better and we're like, okay, we're good. We don't always address the fear that's around it. I mean, this last year has definitely been an emotional roller coaster. You could not be a part of this last year, this pandemic, without having emotions around it. Certainly a lot of sadness, certainly a lot of joy. And it's not like that herbs are the only thing that you can treat this, but it certainly works well. Breathing practices, certain other things obviously work as well. It's something so simple as a weed. One more minute here. Slowly make your way down from whatever inversion that you've chosen. We'll find ourselves coming to sit together. As you come to a comfortable cross-legged seat, close your eyes, please. Take your attention to the 8th and 9th chakra. What? All the way over the crown of your head. 6 inches. Go 6 inches above the crown of your head and breathe there. Not only are we able to connect the energies that are our ancestral energy, our grandmother's grandmother's grandmother. So, and I know I sound crazy, trust me, I know. But also to some of the reasons that we chose this incarnation and our parents accepted us into this world as the work that we were going to do with them together. So these invitations, they lie a bit in the etheric realm. Now take your mind even 6 inches above that. So in this space of creating, it's endless. So no longer do we just say, oh, it's good enough. As you keep your mind nice and high, keep your seat connected to the earth, maybe pull your navel in, feel your outer hips, stay connected, nice and high. Let your breath be natural. And if this feels like a place you'd like to stay for a little while, stay. If you'd like to come down and lie on your back for Shavasana, you can do that. Make sure you're warm, you're comfortable. Ever so gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. If you're lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest, roll to the right side, come on up to sit. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Chant Om Shanti 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 one time. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Letting your hands up to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Go smell the roses. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Cheryl.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Nancy.
Thank you.